We're here. Hello and welcome to another edition of 5-Star Broadcast. I'm Andy Peck.
And I'm Angelo Parenti.
And this week we're kind of focusing on some of your questions that have been coming in. You guys have been hitting us with some good questions through Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, our YouTube channel, everywhere. So thank you for that and keep it up. We love answering your questions and we're going to get to some right now. The first one came in on Facebook from my friend Tom, and he wanted to know, must be a big Goldust fan because he's got 3 Goldust questions for us. A lot of talk about Goldust recently. He wants to know, will there ever be another person like Goldust? And can we talk about Goldust? And besides Goldust, who's the most underrated wrestler of all time? So we'll start it off. Will there ever be another Goldust?
No.
I don't think so. He's a very eccentric character and borderline homoerotic at times when he first came out with Razor Ramon and everything.
It was ridiculous, the stuff he did.
Yeah,
I remember
the backlot brawl with Piper.
I went to the CYC in Scranton. It was like a house show, and he came out. He had he wasn't wearing the gold. He was wearing
green, right? Yeah. And he had the spiked bra. Right?
Someone threw a hot dog in the ring. He bit it and threw it back.
I remember that. I have a picture. I have a picture of a kid. I took a picture of Goldust, but the kid's in front of me. He's going like this, so that's all you see.
He was
awesome.
He was like the Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
People hated him.
Yeah.
He was in the era too where there was characters. Mm-hmm. Now it's not as much these animated characters.
Yeah, maybe if it goes back to that at some point, but as of right now, I don't see anybody getting to that kind of freaky level like Goldust.
Yeah, and the only reason we have it now is because of Goldust. He didn't have to build up, and we didn't have to watch a new character build up.
Yeah.
He's Goldust.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think there will be another Goldust in the near future. Talking about Goldust, like I said, when he first came onto the scene for the WWE, he was kind of had this thing where he kind of played on like he maybe had feelings for Razor Ramon to kind of get into his head. Did the same thing with Piper. I remember he did mouth-to-mouth on Ahmed Johnson. Watch that because it's a hilarious clip you can find on YouTube. Ahmed Johnson realizes that Goldust did mouth-to-mouth because there's gold paint on him and just freaks out backstage. Yep. He's throwing cameramen and everything else that he could find. It's an awesome segment.
The only thing too is Goldust. He's never been a champ. He's Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah,
maybe
and now tag.
Maybe he's won the European Championship. Who knows who won that belt?
Yeah, I don't think so though. I think he's only been Intercontinental.
But it's he's just one of those guys where he didn't really. I'm sure it would have felt great for him, but his character alone made you remember Goldust, not because he won a championship.
Yeah, and he was great at his character too. Even when he did that stuttering thing, I don't know if you ever saw, there's a clip of him where he was on Howard Stern for a half hour doing this stuttering act because he got shocked and then whatever reason that made him start to stutter on TV. But he went on Howard Stern and he stayed in character the entire time, and they were trying to get him to break. They were on him and on him and on him, and he wouldn't break, and it was just awesome. Another thing you should check out when you're done watching this, Goldust on Howard Stern. It's hysterical. But the final question that Tom wanted to know is, besides Goldust, who is the most underrated wrestler of all time? For me, you brought him up in the last one. Jake the Snake Roberts, I think, is kind of underrated because he never held the world title. I'm going to throw out Ted DiBiase as well. Just some solid wrestlers that sometimes get forgotten about, maybe because they never had that big championship win.
Yeah, there might be just too many people to think of, but what would you say is currently? Currently?
Well, I know we touched on this a little bit in the past. I'm going to say Antonio Cesaro is definitely one of the top people that I think is underrated in WWE currently.
What about Ziggler?
Yes, Ziggler is another one, definitely.
I think everybody wants Ziggler to be pushed except the WWE.
Yeah.
But
we'll see what happens. Maybe after Sunday he'll do something. But moving right along to our next question, this came in from Austin, and he wanted to know, what is your favorite and least favorite finishing move? I have some. Do you want to rattle some of yours off first, or do you want me to go first?
Go ahead, because I just sometimes there's just too many to think of, so I just end up thinking of. I just go with the current, what's going on. But let's see what you had.
Some of my favorites. The Canadian Destroyer, which if you're not familiar with that, it's a flip pile driver done by P.D. Williams. I don't know. That move's just awesome for me. A flip pile driver.
Yep.
It's the pile driver is banned in WWE, and this guy busts out a flip pile driver. It's impressive. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music, and I like that because he could hit it out of anywhere, like at any time. Like, look at that one. It's probably one of the most infamous ones out of all of them. It's when Shelton Benjamin jumps up on the top rope, flies across the ring, and gets Sweet Chin Music midair. Like, you know what I mean? It's just one of those moves that he could just hit out of anywhere. And another move that can be hit out of anywhere, a lot of the cutter moves. If you're not familiar, I'm talking about the Stone Cold Stunner, the RKO, and the Diamond Cutter. All kind of the same move, just different variations. And again, a move that can kind of be hit out of anywhere, especially Diamond Dallas Page. He, hit it out of like every possible way. And same with Randy Orton now. That one where he hit on Evan Bourne.
Yo, he's done some really good ones that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And but Austin's, like, he might have not done it as much as like those guys because he had to set it up, with the kick.
Yeah.
But that was Austin's
more of a
thing,
performer.
Yeah. Currently though, did you see Goldust's new finisher? It is awesome.
Yeah.
The final cut, I think he calls it.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I was bummed that I don't think he does his old
Shattered Dreams and all that.
Yeah, but he
the curtain call.
Yeah, the curtain call. But now he like spins and like it's just like, how does he do that? But
he's Goldust.
Back to Goldust.
Yeah, always Gold. We should just do an episode on Goldust.
Yeah.
Another one for me though is the F5, just because it's so like.
Oh,
it just
Brock Lesnar's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great move.
Yeah, it just looks so intense. Like he just picks them up and just throws them with. Essentially, it looks like no regard for them.
I mean, not taking anything away from it, but I think one of the things that makes it is just seeing Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, the intensity of Brock Lesnar definitely increases and enhances that move. I actually broke down some submission moves that I want to talk about too. Daniel Bryan, when he was in Ring of Honor, did this move. It's called cattle mutilation, and he got the guy's arms and hooked them behind his back, almost like he'd go for a surfboard. But he'd like flip forward and get them in this submission move, and it was just crazy. It was like a cool thing to see. Taz was always one of my big, guys. I loved him in ECW. His Taz missions, I loved. He was one of the first few guys that like actually made people tap out and choke out. So that was cool. The old Walls of Jericho, where he stood to the side and didn't have like a Boston Crab on them, where he actually like got his knee down and like would bend back all the way. That was awesome to see. So Walls of Jericho is one, and then finally I have the Mandible Claw.
That was different. You've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, just shoving his fingers down somebody's throat, and for the longest time I don't know, we were kids back then. I legitimately thought he only had like 3 fingers because he had that thing on his hand. Yeah. And then for tag team finishing moves, I have 2. I have Total Elimination. It was kind of the Eliminators. Perry Saturn would do spinning heel kick, and then John Cronus would sweep out the legs. That was a cool move. And the Doomsday Device from LOD.
Yeah, that was great. I remember doing that when we used to have wrestling matches in the pool. It was great. Another tag team one that I think the crowd really loved was the 3D.
Yeah.
And everybody loved it, especially when they did it through the table, So that one was cool. I mean, back to submissions, he was like, when he came in, he was one of my favorites, was Ken Shamrock with the ankle lock. Yeah. And he, like, the way he put it in, like how Brock Lesnar with the F5, like Shamrock really showed it. I mean, like, I know Kurt Angle does it now, but I think because of Shamrock coming from the whole UFC type fighting background. He should have been known for like his submissions, and that's what people were scared of, you know.
Yeah,
but
he definitely had intensity, which helps sells that move. For my least favorite, I have one: Hulk Hogan's leg drop. It sucks. It's stupid, and I don't know why. I think he even said that he hated the move because he didn't realize at the time he was going to be landing on his ass every single night, and it probably ended up, hurting him and his legs. But
yeah,
it's such a stupid move to be a main finishing move. But
that too, and what about Cena's?
The attitude adjustment?
Yeah,
I'm okay with that more than Hogan's leg drop. I mean, he's like flipping the guy and he lands on his back and there's some impact. With Hulk Hogan, it's a leg drop. It's a standard move in every single match almost. Fandango does one from the top rope. That's impressive. Hulk Hogan jumps up 3 inches and that's it.
It's Hulk Hogan. He can do whatever he wants.
Stupid. So we got another question. It's from Melissa. She wants to know which bands we'd like to see make a wrestler's or pay-per-view's theme song, and for which wrestler or pay-per-view. For me, I would like to see H2O or possibly Rancid or something like that do a song for CM Punk. I think that would be cool. He kind of gets his friends involved in some of the stuff that he does. I think it'd be really cool to see H2O do a song for CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, not taking anything against bands doing songs, but I always thought it was cool when wrestlers had good songs that they weren't from bands like like Brock Lesnar. And I mean, I'm not sure who does it, but I mean, Jericho's song was one of my favorites.
The Break the Walls Down.
Yeah. I don't know, like there's just some songs that just come off as so powerful, and there's not bands singing in it.
Yeah, some of the best themes for me are like those homemade songs that they had. So I don't know. I don't like some of the bands that they pick. That
I'm gonna name one band that just because I was in it, but when I was in Motionless in White, when we came out with our CD Infamous, there was this one song on it called Underdog, and all Chris and me talked about was trying to get that as a wrestling pay-per-view song. So if you want, go check out Underdog by Motionless in White and see if you think that's a possible WWE pay-per-view theme song.
When you guys finished that album, Chris mentioned to me, he goes, there was a song on there that I think would be good for it. And as I was listening through it, I was like, I was waiting for it, and I'm like, I could kind of see a song here or there. Then I heard Underdog, and I'm like, yo, this is it. Because the lyrics in it and everything is just perfect for a pay-per-view. So I think that would be cool. So a little change of gears here from that. What we're going to be doing in the coming weeks is we're going to be doing a Create a Wrestler contest. And the rules, we're going to, pop up a graphic right here. And, I'm going to explain a little bit right now. How you enter is you're going to create a wrestler using any wrestling video game at all. I don't care if it's WWE, WCW, ECW, whatever. You create a wrestler and submit it to us by either taking a screenshot or take a picture with your phone or whatever. Submit it to us at 5starbroadcast@gmail.com before the end date, which we'll announce on our Facebook page, facebook.com/5starbroadcast. And then what you're going to do is then post to our social media outlet, either Facebook, or post to your social media outlet, either Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, whatever, and be sure to link our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/5starbroadcast. Then with the email that you send us, please include your name and also the social media page that you link this to, so we could see, that you spread the word about this contest. So yeah, submit that, and we got some prizes. Ange could talk about those.
So we'll have the winner. The winner will be determined by the most votes, and what you'll win so far is 2 DVDs, wrestling DVDs, 2 loose action figures, and a championship belt.
And one of the other things I want to discuss real quick is the rules. So, like I said, you can use any wrestling game that you want to create a character. The only thing is, it has to be a custom created character. You can't go and create Max Moon in WWE 2014 because you won't win. I'll love you for it, but you won't be able to win. So just keep it, custom.
But hopefully this will be one of many other contests. So hopefully everyone participates and we have a good time. But it looks like that's it, huh?
Yeah, I guess we're out of here.
See ya.
See ya.